All right, we are live on YouTube. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Late Night with Coach Eli edition. Glad you could all join me here tonight for this very brief show. It's only going to be about 45 minutes to an hour max. So if you're expecting a lengthy show to entertain you all night long, if you want to start off your weekend by staying up all night, you're not going to get that here tonight, unfortunately. But what you will get is a lot of current information. Before we get to that, let me make sure that the YouTube notification has gone out, and it absolutely has gone out. Let me also check out the back end of YouTube and make sure that things are rolling smoothly. And they are. And they are. And let me mention once again that this is not one of my normal regular streams. If you're here for a coaching stream, that will start coming back. Those will start coming back tomorrow or the next stream I do, whenever that may be. So this stream is primarily catered, or practically completely catered, to people that have known about me for a while, have been following my story out here on YouTube that stems back to 4 years ago. If you haven't been a part of my community for at least a few months, or you're brand new, if you're brand new, you're not going to have a clue what's going on. So you may want to come back another time. But if you haven't been here for at least a few months or longer than that, and you don't have a clue, you can come back another time or try to stick around and figure things out. That's totally up to you. My sincerest apologies to you, but for one final time, I have to do one of these streams, and I'll get to that in a second. But first, let me pay special props to this channel sponsor. That's none other than the great, amazing Troy Brewer. He is the CEO, founder, and owner of the Discover Community Network. If you'd like to find out more information about my sponsor, the Discover Community Network, please go in the description about a third of the way down. You'll find the link to their main site, discovercommunitynetwork.com, and also one of their many subsidiaries, the DCN Internet Radio Network at dcninternetradionetwork.com. Troy is an amazing marketer and brander. There's nobody else I trust more than Troy for all of your branding and marketing needs. And if you have questions regarding many various products that you may need, Troy is amazing. To find out more about Discover Community Network, like I said, go in the description about a third of the way down and click on the link to discovercommunitynetwork.com. Troy, thank you very much again for your continued patronage and sponsorship of this channel. You are amazing, my friend. And I thank you very much. I'm very thankful and grateful. So, let's see. All right, folks. So, yeah, I'm going to get right to it because I don't want to be on too terribly long. I do want to get some rest and get up tomorrow and have a very productive day. The topic of this stream is, it is time to ignore Lycantheory and Company, my final thoughts. One more time, it is time to ignore Lycantheory and Company, my final thoughts. So, there's a lot of information that's transpired since my stream from earlier today. This stream here, which is what I'm trying to say, will sum it up completely to the point of where we don't need to talk about it anymore. And as far as my channel goes, I'm not going to be talking about it anymore. Everything that's needed to be said and done after tonight's stream, there's going to be nothing necessary to talk about. Everything after this stream will be handled behind the scenes, professionally, respectfully, maturely, and legally. I wanted to do this stream because I wanted to share with you folks what's going on and how I handled some business earlier tonight. Many people are wondering about that. Queen, please ban the trolls immediately. They're going to be very triggered because, Queen, some people know what happened, and you probably don't, but I'm going to start off the show by sharing with you folks. Tonight, Lycantheory, Jamie, was doing a stream on his channel, the main channel, Lycantheory, and lo and behold, He brought a bunch of people on the panel to talk smack about me all night long because he has no other content besides talking about me. It's the same group of people that have been a part of his echo chamber, the main people like the Cause and the Brutally Laurens and other people that are on the payroll of Texas Caregiver Support Services. Yes, and they're still on the payroll of Texas Caregiver Support Services. I'll get to that in just a little bit. That's been one big facade. But before we get to that, so, it got to the point of tonight, and other people have done this before. People will use my intellectual property on their streams. I'm just going to go as far and say, if you use my intellectual property on your streams in malice ways, I will flag you down for copyright every time. So I filed a DMCA copyright takedown notice on Lycantheory, and 27 minutes later, I was running an errand. I was listening to the show. The audio cut out. I refreshed my phone, and YouTube took down Lycantheory for copyright infringement for infringing on my intellectual property. So Lycantheory has a copyright strike on their channel right now. Now, they could try to file a counter notification, but because it is my intellectual property, it's going to be difficult for him to get that to go through. He can try. He might get it to go through. Regardless, he'll be down for at least 2 weeks if he even gets a counter notification approved to go through. If not, he'll be down for 90 days. But at least for the next 2 weeks, Lycantheory will not be able to stream on that channel. So what did Jamie do immediately after that? He started to, he continued to stream on his hashtag Lycan Legion channel, his second, his secondary channel, right? And he was talking smack, which is fine. But what did he do? He started to play clips from Coach Eli's greatest hits and other videos that are also my intellectual property, my copyright. And basically, I filed the DMCA copyright takedown notice because Jamie played my entire video that I did as a parody on my channel. It's called I Suck. It's like a 14-second video. I filed the DMCA copyright takedown, and now Lycan Legion also has a DMCA, has a strike on that channel. So both Lycantheory channel and Lycan Legion channel, both channels got a strike from me tonight. And that means both those channels will be down from being able to stream on them for at least 2 weeks if he's able to successfully file a counter notification. I'm assuming on the Lycan Legion one, he'll be able to do it a little bit easier, but he'll probably have some difficulty on Lycantheory because that's a more serious offense. When I say intellectual property, it wasn't a video that he played. He didn't play any videos on there, but he did use and display my intellectual property on his stream, and that's what he was taken down for. And I think he knows exactly what I'm talking about. So, what am I going to say about that? Jamie, you just never learned your lesson. We've been down this road before, and we've gone down it again, right? And I'm going to give you the same exact warning right now, Jamie, that I gave you before your Lycantheory channel was demonetized about 1.5 years ago, or almost 2 years ago, for the same situation, Jamie. Okay? Back off. Move on. Stop talking about me. Stop getting your group of people to attack me. Stop simulcasting me. Stop doing all the stupid things that are going to get you eventually shut down. Okay? What happened, after I warned Jamie 1.5 years ago or 2 years ago before his, Lycantheory channel was demonetized? He got demonetized. And what happened after that? I told him, look, dude, I'm going to continue to flag you for cyberbullying and harassment and hateful and abusive content because that's what he's been doing. He has well over 100 videos of me on that channel, right? And basically, Jamie got 3 community guideline strikes on Lycantheory shortly after his channel was removed from the YouTube Partner Program about 1.5 years ago or 2 years ago. But he didn't get shut down because YouTube had just changed their policy at that point to make it that the first community guideline strike is a warning. It does not count as a strike, right? Had the old system been in place, Lycantheory would not exist today. But because of that community guideline warning, he only had 2 strikes instead of 3. He had 3 community guideline infractions, but 1 was a warning. So he had the warning and 2 strikes, and he was 2 weeks away from getting 1 more strike and his channel being shut down. I warned you back then, James, and I'm going to give you the same warning, professionally, respectfully, and maturely, James. But you're so triggered because you want to beat me so badly, James, and I'm not even competing with you. I'm not competing with you. We're not in the same league. We're in different leagues, James, but you want to compete with me. And you're making this a competition. To me, it's not a competition. And to me, I'm not triggered, James. But I'm going to tell you this, Jamie. You continue to do what you've been doing. I'm going to continue to flag you in any way possible where you're violating my copyright or a community guideline on YouTube. I will flag you every freaking time. And you will eventually be taken down, Jamie. That's no joke. I'm not joking. Not joking. James, you messed with the bull. And not only did you get the horns once, you got the horns twice, James. When are you going to learn your lesson, right? Now, tomorrow, you've got your birthday stream planned on Punksthetic, right? You're going to play some copyrighted stuff again and get taken down on the 3rd channel, James? What are you going to do, right? It's time to grow up. It's time to move forward, dude. And no, I'm not going to retract the copyrights. There's only one way. There's only one way I'll retract both copyrights, James. And you're going to have to figure out what that is. And I'm not going to say it publicly here, James, because you'll cut me and make a video out of it. But here's the thing, James. If you cut me and make a video of me and play this on your birthday stream tomorrow, I will flag you down for copyright infringement as well on Punksthetic. So it's your choice, James, if you want to continue rolling the dice. But even worse than that, James, forget about the copyrights, James. Your behavior has been asinine lately, James. It continues to get worse. You continue to drink and get drunk on camera. You continue to, and I say this with lots of love, with no disrespect, you continue to gain more weight. You continue to self-destruct in real time here on YouTube. And it's just really sad to see this happen. It's really sad to see this happen, dude. It's pathetic, bro. It really is. Now, earlier today, after I did my stream, and it started yesterday. It's still Friday here in my neck of the woods. It's Saturday everywhere else. So I'm still going to call this Friday. Earlier today and the day before, Jamie started talking about this business called, Lycantheory Entertainment Inc. And he said that everybody's now sponsored under Lycantheory Entertainment Inc. and they're no longer sponsored with Texas Caregiver Support Services. Queen Helen K says he's digging a grave for himself and burying himself. Absolutely. In real time on the largest video platform in the world, YouTube. It's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. It really is. It really is. So yeah. So he created this fake, corporation called Lycantheory Entertainment Inc. Mach 1 Productions. You listen, bro. If you have to ask the topic, then I'm going to think you're trolling. The topic is what you clicked on, bro. Queen, do me a favor. Ban Mach 1 Productions. I don't need somebody coming in here asking what the topic is. They're trolling. Queen, that's a troll. I'm not gonna put up with questions like that. Stupid questions where people already know what they're clicking into on YouTube before they click on it. So Queen will take care of you in a second, Mach 1 Productions. I'm gonna let you have that, Queen. I could have done it myself, but I want to give you the honors. Thank you, Queen. Queen, that was a stupid question to ask, don't you think? We're way too intuitive for that here, Mach 1 Productions. You're from the other side. Have a nice night. Queen, you happy I gave that to you? I'll let you handle the whole thing, Queen. Because, Queen, you love modding these chats. You've said it before. You love modding my chats, don't you, Queen Helen Casey? Unbelievable. Hey, Eli, what's the topic for today? Well, you didn't see the thumbnail you clicked on, dude, or read the title, which is right below the thumbnail? Come on, dude. You know how YouTube works. You're not going to trigger me, bro. And it's a stupid question. And you're not new to YouTube, bro, because I've seen you around many times. That was a dumb question. That was a trolling question. God, man. These people are so pathetic. They have nothing better to do on a Friday night or early Saturday morning than try and troll me and ask stupid questions that a 2-year-old wouldn't even ask. A 2-year-old knows how YouTube works. Jesus Christ. So what happened between Thursday and today, Friday? It's still Friday here in my neck of the woods. So Jamie, I guess, got in touch with Brian, and they probably worked out some deal. And Brian was saying, make up some fictitious business name and try to get the public to believe that I'm no longer sponsoring these people. You're sponsoring them. Okay. Well, even if that was true, Brian, even if it was true that this Lycantheory Entertainment Inc. was a legit company, which it's not, and I'll prove that to you folks here in just a second here. Even if it was a real company, Brian, you would still have to send Jamie the money. It would have to go from his business, from your business to his business, right? And then he would have to pay everyone, right? And then he would have all this extra, work to do, tax documents and all that stuff, right? That he doesn't want to do, right? And they would just make it incredibly, incredibly difficult for Jamie. And doing this YouTube thing for Jamie is already incredibly difficult. That wouldn't fly for him. You would probably run the company for him, but you would put it on his name so it diverts liability. Like I mentioned earlier today, Brian, it diverts liability from your company, Texas Caregiver, to his supposed company, which doesn't even exist. And quite frankly, Brian, you're not incorporated either, Brian. I've looked into you. There's no incorporation. There's no LLC, Brian. Let me tell you something, Brian. You made a big mistake. You made a big mistake doing what you do and not putting everything under, a corporation or LLC, because you know what that does, Brian? That puts all the liability exposure on you, sir. Because yeah, you may have Texas Caregiver Support Services as your business and brand, but if you have not incorporated or become an LLC to, divert the liability to the business instead of your own personal assets, Brian, your personal assets are now on the line for everything that your company does. Okay? So just wanted to throw that your way, Brian, because here's the thing. If you were incorporated or had an LLC, Brian, you wouldn't have to worry about, diverting things off to this fake supposed Lycantheory Entertainment, incorporated company, which doesn't exist, right? Now, so what did Jamie do? I asked Jamie earlier, show us receipts that this company's real. And I'm going to do a deep research on this supposed new company of yours, right? On his stream, he showed this piece of paper that's called Articles of Incorporation. Now, before I butcher this, I know what it is, but I'm going to read to you what Articles of Incorporation are. Okay? So, Articles of Incorporation are a set of formal documents filed with a government body to legally document the creation of a corporation. Articles of Incorporation generally contain pertinent information such as the firm's name, street address, agent for service of process, and the amount and type of stock to be issued. Let me tell you something, James. If you incorporated, you would have to do one of two things, James. You would have to either use your address as the business address, get a P.O. box if they even allow it, and which I'm not quite sure about that, or you would have to open up a storefront, right? Do you know that the address on record for Brian's Texas Caregiver business is his main residence? So, he's doxed himself. James, right? So you'd have to, in essence, dox yourself. Now, most people have figured out where you live in this community, and I'm not saying to anyone to do anything. It's about no harm, James. No one's gonna dox you or put your information out there, but people know where you live, James. But yes, you would have to put that publicly, right? You put on the screen an article of incorporation, and you had nothing filled out, and then you took your Lycantheory logo and put it at the top. I screenshot that, blew it up, and I'm like, this is pathetic. This guy's full of it. This guy is just trying to get me to gloat, thinking that Brian has removed sponsorship from everyone and to just try to divert attention off of anyone that wants to sue him, including me. No, it didn't work. It's not going to work. Now, I want you folks in the chat to share your thoughts with me. If you feel that this was another pathetic attempt to divert what's really happening, put a 1 in the chat. And also, if you feel that Brian is still sponsoring all these people under Texas Caregiver, and this was a ploy to try to get attention off of Brian, put a 1 in the chat if you think that's happening. Let us know in the chat. You know, all you socks can come on in here and talk all the smack you want. I don't care. I really don't care. Do what you got to do. Queen Helen Casey puts a 1 in the chat. Who else is not blocked here that can chat? Put a 1 in the chat. I guess the regulars are not here. We have 38 people watching and not many chatting. Is anyone else here around, or are you folks just listening intently? So yeah, this is what happened. Jamie reached out to all the people sponsored by Brian to assist Jamie in constantly attacking me, which is the purpose of all their sponsorships, including Jamie's. And many of them, including J.D. Gunner, Raleigh, and even NJ Bodie on the Ghost Doc Productions channel, they put out pathetic videos that were so fake, saying that they're no longer sponsored by Texas Caregiver Support Services. You're all full of it. You're all still sponsored by Brian. It didn't work. It's not going to work. You're not going to fool me. I'm not going to gloat about it. I'm not buying anything. And Brian, I'm still coming after you in the ways I said I was, right? Brian, you still have until next Friday to basically do what you got to do, Brian, or I am filing a restraining order on you, and I will serve you. And if you don't show up to the hearing, right? If you don't show up on the court date, Brian, here in Redwood City, California, at the county clerk's office, okay, I'm going to be able to rest my petition and automatically win. And if you do show up, you're going to have to face me like a man, Brian. And then I'm going to show all my evidence to the judge, right? Everything. And I've got everything. You know I've got everything, Brian, right? Right? And then, Brian, when we walk out of that courthouse, Brian, we're going to have a little chat. Don't worry, Brian. It's going to be all legal. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to have a nice chat with you, Brian. Look you right in the eye and maybe pat you on the shoulder and say, nice to meet you, Brian. You should be ashamed of yourself, Brian. Welcome to my neck of the woods. How do you like it out here, Brian? And then after that, Brian, what I'm going to do is I'm going to file violations on every single video that's out there publicly that's harassing me and has your name on it. And each one of those infractions, Brian, will cost you $1,000 and or 1 year in jail for each one. And let me tell you, there are, between all of Jamie's channels, all of them, there's about 150 or 160 videos that are harassing me and attacking me with your sponsorship on it, either with his words or using, the video that Jamie made with your company's logo on it, Brian. So again, Brian, I'm not buying this. It was just a horrible attempt to try to divert attention and liability off of the person that's still sponsoring everyone, Brian. No one's buying it. You're full of it, bro. Rosie, listen, do me a favor. I love you like a sister too, and I know you're having fun and all that. But you got to stop hitting on every YouTube guy out here. Like we're like brothers and sisters, Rosie. I'm just being honest with you. You're an awesome person, and you're having fun, and I get that. I understand your situation, but it's all good, Rosie. It's all good. Have your fun. You're entitled to your opinion about how men look and all that. I'm just me. Anyway, so yeah. And Brian, like I said, if I have to go this route and file violations on like 300 videos, Brian, you're going to be on the hook for $300,000 and possibly even up to 300 years in jail, Brian. Is that what you want? Seriously, Brian, instead of, allowing Jamie to run around and ruin your life, Brian, and run this, you got to own this, Brian. You got to step in and own this, Brian, and end this. I'm serious, Brian. And Brian, listen, this is the very last time I'm communicating about this publicly. Tomorrow and from here on out, my channel goes back to its original content. I'm missing doing that. And I don't care if my views go down in half or a third. I don't care. The people that really want to be here are going to be here, right? But do the right thing, Brian. Do the right thing, Brian. You have until next Friday. Okay, this coming Friday. That date is going to be Friday the 7th, Brian. Friday, May 7th. It is now May 1st. It just turned midnight here on the West Coast in California. It's 3 a.m. Eastern. So by the end of Friday, I'm going to give you a Friday at midnight. I'll give you until Friday at midnight Pacific, Brian, because you're in Texas. You're Central Time, right, Brian? Right, Brian? I'll give you until Friday at midnight Pacific, 3 a.m. Eastern, 2 a.m. your time, Brian, which is going to Saturday the 8th, to have this handled. If not, Brian, over the weekend, over next weekend, I'll take the time, fill out the forms, and Monday morning, I'm walking in to the San Mateo County clerks, and I am filing that. And then we're going to move forward. If that's how you want to play it, Brian. If you want to continue playing these charades, that's how we're going to play it. I am not backing off. If you haven't noticed, your main squeeze, James, cannot stream on his two main channels, Lycantheory and hashtag LycanLegion. So, Brian, what's it going to be? Why do we have to continue going down this path, Brian? And, Brian, honestly, what is your beef with me, Brian? What is your honest beef with me? Is it just because you're jealous of me? That I'm better looking than you? That I'm more confident than you? That I live in what is it, Brian? I'm not a show-off. I don't flex my muscles like many of you guys do. What is your beef with me, Brian? Why did you target me years ago and have all these people come at me, Brian? I never once talked badly about you, Brian. Not until after you started coming after me. But why'd you come after me in the first place, Brian? Why don't you be a man and answer that question? What is your vested interest in coming at me and trying to shut me down and pay people to come at me, Brian? What is it, right? Again, it was a pathetic attempt on what Jamie did to make up this fake company. Now, who knows, Brian? Maybe you're creating the company for him. I don't think you would, but maybe you are. Even if you are, Brian, you still have to funnel money through your company to his. That's not going to work, Brian. And everything that happened today, everyone's saying that everybody with the exception of JB Gunner is not sponsored by Texas Caregiver. That's BS, Brian. You know it. Jamie, you know it. All of you know it. I'm not going to gloat. I didn't even gloat about the copyright strikes. I took you down, Jamie, because you violated my copyright. And I'm tired of you using my content all the time and making every single one of your shows a shit talk show about me, Jamie. Okay, that's fine. We'll let you stay then, bro. You've been around for 2 years. Then do me a favor, bro. Send me an email to Coach Eli at coacheli@melas.com. Send me your channel link and I'll unban you. just send me an email, dude. And if you're legit, then I'll unban you tomorrow. But for now, dude, we're gonna let you go. Like, come on, dude. I'm not taking sides. Well, dude, I'm not about people that are like neutral about this. You're either on the good side or the bad side, bro. If you're neutral, there's nothing neutral about this, bro. If you're neutral to the point of where you like both sides, bro, like I don't like playing both sides of the fence. And what's happening on the other side is absolutely pathetic. It's ridiculous. It's preposterous. You're seeing a grown man that just turned 36 years old self-destruct in real time. In real time. And leading a group of people along with a sponsor to attack me in a heinous and premeditated way for years, online and offline. Come on, dude. There's nothing neutral about that. Nothing. No way. So here's the thing. That's all I wanted to say. We're at 31 minutes. I'm going to wrap this up in about 5 or 10 minutes, folks. I'm almost done. I didn't want to be on long anyway. Just wanted to give you the information quickly. We're moving forward here on this channel. Effective after this show ends, I don't want people talking about Jamie or JB Gunner or anyone. I've gone down this road in the past, and you know what? I'm going down this road again. Now, if something major comes up and I have to step in and talk about things, that'll be at my discretion. At this point, I want to get back to creating my regular content. I think we've gotten to the point of now where this is going to end behind the scenes by next week, one way or another, because right now I put Brian in checkmate. If you missed my earlier stream, go check out the replay. You'll find out what's going on. But it's over. This is it, right? One way or another, either Brian's going to do the right thing or he's going to be held accountable legally through a restraining order to do it, or he'll be violated. I'll violate him with 300 violations. And I don't even care about the money, Brian. I'll put you behind bars for doing what you did to me, Brian. I'm trying to give you a free pass if you just walk away, Brian. Why don't you just walk away? Tell Jamie to remove all those videos, JD Gunner and everyone else, and stop paying people to come at me, Brian. Pay people to just create normal content. Stop paying people to attack me, Brian. And this all goes away, Brian. And I will tell you, Brian, I have recordings that haven't gone public that will bury you, sir. Trust me on that. I'm not going to say what I've got, but I got stuff that will bury you, Brian. Bury you. Do the right thing, Brian. I don't want to go there, but I will go there, and my family is going to go there. Do the right thing, Brian. We can all walk away. We can all walk away from this, Brian. Again, folks, effective immediately. If you were here just for this, whatever you want to call it, drama, whatever, for me, it's just raising awareness. You want to call it drama, call it drama. I don't care. I don't care. But it ends now. We're going back to talking about regular topics on the next stream or the next video. Now, there are going to be people that don't get this message. For the next few streams, I will make people aware that they didn't hear this message. Hey, we're no longer talking about that. Check out my stream that's titled "It's Time to Ignore Lycantheory and Company, My Final Thoughts." And on the thumbnail, it says, "My Final Thoughts on Lycantheory." Let me tell you, Jamie, I didn't want to get it to this point or take it to this point, which is what I'm trying to say. I didn't, man. I didn't want to copyright you. I didn't want to put you in this position, Jamie, but you forced my hand. You put me in a very bad position for 2 years, Jamie. You ate off my plate because you were paid to do it, right? All you had to do was stop, Jamie. All you had to do was stop, and you didn't stop, right? You keep talking about me. Whether I talk about you or not, Jamie, I am your content. That's what you're being paid to do, Jamie. I decided to reinsert myself last week to tackle it head on because you guys were enlisting J-Rom to come at me, right? I had to stop that before it even started. That's why I reinserted, to take care of some business once and for all. But you're the head honcho on the front lines, Jamie. Brian may be the top, but you're the next person in line, and you are the one calling the shots on YouTube on behalf of Brian. So why do you think I'm coming after you, Jamie? Why do you think I'm coming after you, Jamie, like I did tonight? You did violate my copyright, James. I could have chosen to not flag you, right? But I did flag you, James, because you used my copyrighted stuff with malice intent, and that's not fair use, James. Call it whatever you want to call it. You keep coming at me, Jamie. I'm going to do whatever it takes to take you down legally. And it started tonight. And if you think that's all, Jamie, there's a lot more coming. Trust me. Trust me. Walk away, Jamie. Walk away. Brian, do the right thing. Get everyone to remove all those videos that you've sponsored to attack me. All those hateful videos, Brian. Or you know what's going to happen. I've already said it a million times between my last stream and this one. I don't have to say it again. I'm not kidding, man. It's the easiest thing to do. And the funny thing is, the courthouse is 1 mile from where I live, Brian. I could walk there. It'll be real easy to go down there, Brian. And like I said, I know the system. I've already filed an RO. I know both judges that handle the ROs. I know the process. I know exactly what it's going to take, Brian. Do you want to go there, Brian? Do you want to go there? Or are you just like Jamie? You don't want to lose to me. This is not about me winning, guys. There's nothing for either one of us to win. This is about grown people behaving maturely and respectfully and just moving on. Enough is enough. I'm still trying to give you guys a free pass out of this, and you're not taking it, right? You're not taking the free pass. So if you're not going to take the free pass, Brian, you leave me with no choice but to go legal. That's what will happen next week, Brian. Do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. I'm going to do what I got to do. We're at 37 minutes, folks. That's all I wanted to say here tonight. I'm done with this. I'm out here to create my content and help people get a better grip on their lives. Here's the thing. I'm not going to tell you folks where you can and can't go. I will say this. If you're going to chat in my chat, regardless of who else you follow, you're going to respect my house and my rules. Now, I believe in freedom of speech. What I don't believe in is hate speech, attacking, and trolling. Okay? And projecting. You project, you get the eject. You troll, you get the eject. You attack people, you get the eject. You ask reasonable questions, whether we agree or disagree with you here on my channel, and you can stay. I don't expect people to agree with everything I say, but I expect you to respectfully disagree when you do disagree. And if you don't do that, you're out. If you're here just for Lycantheory or JD Gunner drama, if that's all you were here for, and now going back to my regular content is not going to suit you, and you just want to use my chats to talk about Jamie when I'm not talking about him and talking about other regular topics, then I'm going to warn you one time. And if you continue talking about these people, I will eject you. That's the bottom line. I don't care if I lose half the audience or all the audience. I'm going back to doing what I love to do. And it's up to you if you want to continue supporting the channel or not. Now, people are going to keep coming at me and keep coming at us. I don't want to talk about it. I want to ignore it. I want to handle everything professionally, respectfully, maturely behind the scenes. That's what I want to do. You're either going to respect that or you're not. Nobody's chatting. We've got 35 people here. Nobody's chatting. Because many people are blocked and people are just listening. But if you're still here in the chat, before I get on out of here, if you're still here in the chat, press a 1. Press a 1 if you're still here in the chat and you're just listening intently. Take a minute, get on your phone or your laptop or desktop. Most of you are on your phone this late at night, and type a 1 if you're here, so I know you're here. If not, then we have a lot of lurkers from the other side that are banned here. I'm just curious. Now there's a 25-second delay because I use normal latency. Queen Helen Casey's here. Who else is here? This is interesting. Nobody else is putting a 1. Either that's because it's the other side on banned accounts, or it's people that are afraid to show their face. They don't want to get trolled or attacked, right? I can promise you, you will not get trolled or attacked here. I will protect you folks. These people they're harmless. They're all talk. They're keyboard warriors. They're nobodies. Oh, let me just mention a few things, since this is the last time I'll be talking about this before I go off the air. Bullets for teeth. That's not your real name. That's your phony, whatever crazy name you use on YouTube, right? You continue to say something, bro, that's not true at all. And you're not triggering me, bro. You're pathetic, right? But you're saying that on a show years ago when I first met you through the MGTOW community that I'm waiting for my mother to die so I can get her inheritance to run my business. I never once said that, bro. I want you to produce a clip that's not doctored where I said that. If I had said that, bro, that would be on Coach Eli's greatest hits and everything. You're full of baloney, bro. That never happened. I love my mother very, very much, and I wanted to be around for a very long time. So what's the problem, right? Then you have other people like Billick TV, right? Billick, you talking smack about me again, right? And same with you, Ka. You folks think that I'm gonna harm somebody? You folks think that if somebody was in trouble, that I wouldn't be good to them and help them? What? You think I'm nuts? Here's the thing. I'm going to say this to each and every one of you. I'm going to say this to each and every one of you. I'd like you to run my background and compare it to yours. And then you tell me if I'm even capable of hurting a fly. I have no criminal history. I don't even have a parking ticket or a speeding ticket. Right? My whole background is clean. Completely clean. Like I said, the only thing that's ever been on there was a bankruptcy 11 and a half years ago, and that's off my record now. But it still shows there that it happened, but it's not on my record anymore. It doesn't affect my credit anymore. It's off my record, but it still shows during that period I did have a bankruptcy. Most better looking sister with a $3 super sticker. Hey, thank you so much for that. Wow, it's great to see you here. How's Mo doing? I haven't seen him around in a while. What's going on? Hi, actually, you're on TV. Well, thank you, most better looking sister. Where's Mo been? So Rosie's still here, and the hieroglyphics guy is here. Have a nice day, hieroglyphics guy. Rosie, who's Julian? Rosie, why are you saying Julian? Who is Julian? There's no Julian here. Unless Julian was that guy with the weird letters, the different language letters. I don't know what that is. Now, I'm not going to put the donation on the screen. I'm just going to thank you for the $3 super sticker, most better looking sister. I'm about to go off the air right now. But yeah, you know, you folks can continue to talk about me all you want. Oh, he hasn't been too nice lately. He's working, helping your mom. Okay. Julian's a friend, Rosie? Okay. Like, is Julian here in the chat? I don't see any Julian here, Rosie. Can you let me know where Julian is? I'm not seeing Julian. Okay. That was random. But again, I don't care what you folks say. You're a limited niche market, right? You're a small group of people that just don't like me. And the truth of the matter is you don't like yourselves. You're very unhappy people, right? You're very unreasonable people, right? I've never once hurt a fly. Why do you folks feel that I would hurt someone? Or if I was dealing with somebody that was suicidal, I couldn't help them, I would help them. I don't understand what your problem is with me. Because I'm a good person. Have I had my moments and said things like everyone else has that were wrong? Sure, it doesn't make me a bad person. And you folks know that. So what's your real problem with me? You sincerely think that I would ever harm anybody? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Yeah, I heard, while I was multitasking doing other things, I heard most of the show that Jamie ran first on his Lycantheory channel before I took that down for copyright, and then on his secondary channel, Lycan Legion, before that went down for copyright. And it was just one big show full of dog dude talking about me. Me. And it's funny to me how the cause came on after we started talking about, who Mr. Ka really is. I want nothing to do with you, Ka. I could care less, right? I could care less. We know who you are. That's all that matters. And you're just another sheep. That's all you are. You and your wife are sheeps in this, right? And you're not even sponsored. Actually, you were sponsored by Brian initially, but not anymore. You were like a subcontractor. You're probably not on the payroll anymore, but you were at that point. It doesn't matter. I'm not looking to come after any of you. I'm going after the shepherd. That's all. Well, Rosie, obviously he's calling these people that are coming at me, this Lycan Legion group, Jamie and Brian and all these people, bullies. I mean, Rosie, where have you been? Come on, Rosie. Queen says, yeah, that's right. I can't see other people that blocked in other chats. PT Cruiser Gang. Yep, it is them. It's them. They know it's them. They're just trying to divert. They're trying to divert to protect themselves because they never thought we would find them. We found everybody. Everybody's been found, right? Doesn't mean we're gonna dox you or do stupid things, but we've got your information. And quite frankly, we don't even want to deal with you. We're dealing with the head of the snake. We're dealing with the shepherd, not the sheep. All right, folks. We are at 48 minutes. I'm going to wrap this up and get on out of here. Mo's better looking sister, thank you again for the $3 super sticker. I greatly appreciate it. Folks, again, we're going back to regular programming tomorrow. I want nothing to do with these people. We're going to ignore them. They're going to whine and complain. Jamie's going to try to get me to retract those copyrights, but James, no. There's only one way I'll do it, James. You have to figure out what that is. I'm not going to mention it to you publicly or privately, James, because you'll put the email on your show. You'll clip what I say. You figure out, James, what it's going to take for me to remove not one, but 2 copyright strikes. And if you do figure it out and you do that, then I'll take care of it. If not, James, yeah, go and get your people to subscribe to your other channels. Go on your Discord, scramble to get people to subscribe to their channels. Get it, put them on your Puxtetic channel that's monetized, right? A channel that basically got 1K subs with bot subs. Also, Lycan Legion, bot subs, went from 300 to 900, just like that, right? Right? And all of a sudden, your bot subs stopped at about 935, James, and now you're begging people to get you to 1,000 because you want to get that channel monetized, right? Do you think you're going to get that channel monetized, James, getting copyright strikes and having content ID claims and all that stuff, James? Come on, dude. Oh, my bad, says Rosie. All right, folks, I'm getting out of here. I'm going to get some rest. Have a great day, great night, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye. Bye.